gonna have to walk in the rain today.
23rd of February, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay, we are on the right on the bottom of Tzadi Amid Base. Yesterday we started the Brisa Tana Rabbanan on the two dots. Right after the two dots, 7 lines up from the page, from the bottom. The Brisa talks about a case of a shore that gored and killed a man, and it also gored and killed an ox. And in the first case, we're talking about a short tam, and the second case is talking about a shor muad. Short tam, of course, is an animal that has not been documented to be a dangerous goring animal, and a shor muad is an animal that has been testified against as being a dangerous goring animal. So just to review over here, the Gemora, the Brisa says that a short tam shehemis, he killed a person, behazik, and then afterwards he did monetary damage, meaning he gored an ox. So there's two things to judge over here. There's the case of dinei nefashos. Dinei nefashos for killing the person. The din is on the animal itself, whether the shore is going to be a niskal, whether it's going to be if the court sees that he did it, so then we're gonna execute the shore. And the next case, in regard to the damage that the shore caused, so that's a dinei mamanas case. So the Brisa says that we first judge the dinei nefashos case, and then after judge the mamanas case, after judging the nefashos case. And but in the case of the shor muad, the Brisa says that if he did the same thing, he killed and then he gored an animal. So then we judge the dinei mamanas case first. We do the opposite. We judge the dinei mamanas case first, and then we judge the dinei nefashos case afterwards.
Rabbi, what determines which one they do first? The situation?
So that's a good question. Right now, we're just going to say that, according to what the Brisa tells us, that basically, to answer your question right now, we don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
We don't really know. All we know, in other words, is that the Brisa told us that in the case of a short tam, we first judge the dinei nefashos case first, but in the case of the shor muad, we do it the other way around. We judge the mamanas case first. And then the third halacha that the Brisa tells us is that if kadmu v'danuhu dinei nefashos, if they switch the order around by this shor muad, and they done the dinei nefashos case first, So then, ein chosim in danino so dine momonos. Then they don't judge the dine momonos case afterwards. Okay. So now we're going to see what the Gemora says after this over here, I think. And this is, where is this now? But the Gemora asks, "V'chi kadmu v'danuhu dinei nefashos my habe." That is found on the middle of the third line from the bottom of the Amud. V'chi kadmu v'danuhu dinei nefashos. Everybody got the place. Okay. So, Lou, you want to start the reading for us?
V'i kadmu v'danuhu dine nefashos. But if they first tried it for the capital case, my have. So what? Liader, beli da vinai nami mamonos. Let them go back and judge also the monetary case. Amar Rava said, ish ash kach tinahu le Rabbanan divrei Rav de yis ve v'ka'am rei. I found the rabbis of the study hall that were sitting and saying, "Ha nami,
On money.
ha money, ha money." Who is this? In other words, with whom is this brisa in accord?
Yeah.
Rabbi Shimon Hatemani, it is Rabbi Shimon, I'm sorry, Hatimni, Da'amar ma egrof miyuchad she masur le'eda v'la'edim. That he says, he says, just as a fist is distinctive in that it is available to the court and the two witnesses, Alma be'enan umedana deve dina. Okay, they translate Alma as evidently. We need to assess, we need an assessment of the court. In other words, according to Rabbi Shimon Hatimni, the reason that the fist is significant is because the court is able to assess the fist. V'ha kevan de gamar dina liktala. And so since the sentence was for death, lo mashhinan le leumdana deve dina. We do not keep it for the sake of a court assessment, meaning we do not delay the execution. Velo me'aninan ledine, so as not to delay the judgment.
So therefore, if we already judged the case of Dine Mominus on the shores killing the person, and we judged that the behemoth is liable for execution, so therefore we're not gonna go after that. After having done that, now the animal's a shor niskal. We're not going to we're not going to judge the Dine Mominus case on the damage that the shore did to the other shore. We're going to once they judge that he's liable to be executed, they're gonna carry out the execution, and they're not going to wait around for that in order to say, oh no, keep him alive because we need him for the for the Dine Mominus case. Why do we need the shore for the Dine Mominus case? Because the shore was the weapon that was used to cause the damage that caused. And we need to know whether that shore. So that's a that's the umdana of that the Bezdin has to do, and in the absence of being able to do that, so there's no din. So that will explain now why it is that we don't do the din over here of Dine Mominus if we switch the order around and we judge the Dine Nefash's case first. So maybe we can now answer Alan's question. Maybe the reason that we have it in this, at least in this case with the Shor Muad, it's understandable why we want to do the Mominus case first, because otherwise, if we do the Nefash's case first, so then we're not able to do the Mominus case, and we're preventing the owner of the animal from getting compensated from his from the shore that got gored, his shore that got gored. So like this, we do the Mominus case first, and then we give the award to the owner of the shore that got gored, and then we go ahead and do the Nefash's case on the goring animal that gored and killed the person, whether he is going to be liable for execution or not. Like that, we're able to do both dinning.
But if the reason that we don't want to do it the other way is because we don't want a delay, we don't want the shore that's guilty to be left alive for an extra amount of time, then we also shouldn't be able to do it in the other order, because that's also going to be a delay.
No, the delay is only after the Bezdin paskins that he's chayiv misa. We don't want to have a delay between the psak of misa and the carrying out of the execution. But we don't have to. It's not.
Why,
There's no.
still, why are we trying the cases? It depends upon, as you say, it shouldn't depend upon which happened first. Did he kill him first and then did damage, or he did damage first and then killed him? The case that happened first. What happened first went into the baked in first, take care of that, and then do the second one. Why do we now look at it as a stew together, and then they try to make a decision which one's going to come first?
Yeah. Yeah. The Brisa. I mean, it's interesting that Rashi explains actually on the Dibra Maskil Shehemis Adam, the first Rashi on this section. It's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines from the bottom of Rashi's on 90b. Rashi says that that's the order of the case.
Yeah,
Hemis Adam be'achar kach hazik.
Right. Okay. So the order is he did that first. So you'd have to take care of that case first. Then, of course, the chazik is too late. That cake has to be done first.
According to, I mean, the Brisa doesn't. I mean, yeah.
In the case where we make the judgment for the dine nefashos, and we find the animal guilty, and we now say we don't want to do the dine mamanos because of the delay. Why? Why do we care if there's a delay?
Oh, so that's a good question. What's the reason why we don't delay? There's a din like this when it comes to a human being. When a human being has been judged to be liable for the death penalty, then there's a din that says that he has to be executed right away. It's called, because otherwise he's put under unnecessary pressure and tension and worry and frights about his fate, and it's better that he be executed immediately and avoid all of that unnecessary emotion. When it comes to an animal, I don't know if that's the consideration over here.
Perhaps it's to do with the owner. He wants to get it over and done with, and then he can go ahead and do what he's supposed to do.
The owner of the animal wants to have his animal executed as soon as possible.
He's got responsibilities. He may have other responsibilities.
Don't do that. Below aninan ledina. Anin is dinoy.
And once the animal is executed, then that's that.
Yeah, I have this. I mean, we understand the reason why it is in a case of a human being.
Right.
In fact, the Gemora says in regard to that matter, it's based upon the pasuk "V'havta l'recha kamocha." You have to love your neighbor as yourself, and this murderer or this Machal Shabbos is who has to be executed is your Reya. He's a Reya, and you have to treat him well, and you have to give him, the Gemara says, a Misa Yofa. You have to give him a good a proper Misa, and a proper Misa involves just doing the Misa and not unnecessarily causing him any pain other than the pain of the Misa itself. So, but what does that have to do with the animal? That's the question. Oh. As we say, it's across the board. It's called the Inui Hadin, delaying the judgment. And this is a din of Misa. Yeah, it's not Kol Gzar Din she'ein osim oso meyad ela ma'anin bo nikra inui hadin v'asur. That's what Rashi says in the Gemara in Moed Katan. This is a Gzar Din, and it has to be done. It has to be done immediately, because otherwise it's Inui Hadin. You have to see the Gemara in Moed Katan. Is it referring over there to also to an animal, or is it probably it's referring to a case of a human being? But that's the seems to be we're saying that seems to be the Gemara's understanding that this that's the language of the Gemara. Lo ma'aninan ledina. That's called we don't delay the din, just like we don't delay the din when a human being is due for execution. We don't. It's a din over here of Misa on the animal, and we don't delay it. We don't delay it. That seems to be the same din for the human being is the same din for the animal over here. That's the way to do that's the way to expedite a din misa. It has to be done miyad. Okay, so now.
So where do we know the principle that we don't want to cause the mental anguish for the human? Is that in Moed Katan?
That is. Yeah, that's a Rashi in Moed Katan. Inui Adin is Asur. That's a Rashi in Moed Katan. And there's also a Gemora about it says Tzarik Livror Lenidon Misa Shetielo Misa Yofe. And it comes from the pasuk of Haftel Recha Kamocha.
Rashi doesn't make any comment about an animal. He just talks about a human.
Well, we'd have to look up the Gemara, but I'm assuming that the Gemara over there is talking to the case is talking about a human being, but we wouldn't know unless we looked it up. Actually, I don't know.
I see.
For a fact. there doesn't seem to be too much a comment on the raising the question of, well, really the reason for the din would not seem to apply to an animal. There doesn't seem to be any no one seems to be questioning that, asking that question.
There's a footnote down here, so just as we learned, Shimon Hatimni requires a court to examine an instrument that caused damage. I don't know if that's if anything. Oh,
Yeah, that's the din of Shimon HaTimni. Interesting. Over here, the Gemora calls him Rebbe Shimon HaTimni.
yeah.
That's what he learned from the Brisa about the pasuk of that he hits his friend with a stone or a fist. That's what we learned. That the ma'egraf miyuchad shemasa le'edim le'edim af kol shemasa le'edim le'edim. Prat liyotzta mitachas yad ha'edim. So now this animal, who was a shor nisko, is going to be comparable to the stone that the witnesses saw was used to throw at the victim, and then the stone got lost. So the stone's not available to be brought into the Bezdin, so therefore the case cannot be judged, because the Bezdin cannot make an umduna on the stone that caused the damage. So too in this case as well. Since the shore was judged to be chayav misa, so he's going to be executed, and that execution, we're saying, has to be done right away. It cannot be delayed in order to make the animal available, in order to have the Bezdin do an examination. Was this animal capable of doing that damage to the other animal? And so therefore, therefore there's no possibility to render a judgment of dinei mamonos in this case. So therefore, if they switched around the order with this shor muad and they judged the dinei nefashos case first, so now they gotta execute the animal, and then they can't do the dinei mamonos because of Shimon HaTimni. Okay. Now, let's see what we have for Rashi's. Hama be'in and umdin of the Bezdin. We have a nice Rashi over here for Phil.
We see that we need to do an evaluation based in af l'nezikin, even for damages. The high kra, the nezikin, because there's a pasuk in the Nezikin kai that we're going on. Iksiv, that it's written. Hacha, is this the pasuk for hacha ish? And here a person at hika. This is
Hika, yeah.
Ish et rehe, when a man hits his friend. Be'evan, with the stone, or be'egrof, or with his fist. Below yamot, and he doesn't die. The achinami, and also here tzrich u'mudoto. We need to have an evaluation. Im re'ui l'negicho zo. if he's fitting for this goring.
In other words, to see if that animal would be to make an umdana to see if that animal was roy to cause that damage of those negichos that we see on the injured animal. So if we don't have the animal around because it was already executed, so we can't do the din according to Shimon HaTimni. So that now explains why, if they switched around the order and they did the din Fash's case first, why they can't go after that to the din Momina's case. Can't do it now. So that's what Rava heard the discussion in the base medrash. Rava's that's where Rava likes to go. He likes to walk around the base medrash to what the lomdim that are studying over there are saying. So he overheard this discussion, and now we're going to see what Rava commented them about what they were saying. Amina lahu ona. And now we go to who would like to read now? Roy, would you like to read?
Where is it? Is it 91A? Or?
91A1, left-hand column, second paragraph. Rava relates.
Thank you. Rava relates his response to that explanation. Mina lahu ana, and I said to them, to the rabbis who suggested this explanation, Afilu tema Rabbi Akiva. You can even say that the brisa follows Rabbi Akiva, who doesn't require an assessment by the court. Nevertheless, we can try the monetary case. Kinon. For here, with what are we dealing? Kugan Shebarach, with where the ox's owner fled. And the Gemora objects. Will I read that? Oh, will I read that? Or
Let's maybe try to understand what the Gemara said here so far. So Rava is saying to them back, he's saying, you don't need to say that the brisa goes according to Shimon HaTimni, based upon the fact that after having judged the din in Nefash's case, they're not going to judge the Dinei Mamona's case. You don't have to say that they don't judge the Dinei Mamona's case afterwards is exclusively because of Shimon HaTimni, and this brisa goes according to Shimon HaTimni. You could even say that brisa goes according to Rabbi Akiva. Now we have to get back into the whole discussion between what was the whole debate between Rabbi Akiva and Shimon HaTimni. What did Rabbi Akiva say over there? Rabbi Akiva said you don't need to. The Bezdin does not need to make an evaluation. Bezdin doesn't need to make an evaluation. That was the bottom line of all the questions that Rabbi Akiva was shooting at Shimon HaTimni. It's not necessary. Now, if it's not necessary, if the Bezdin does not have to make an evaluation, like Shimon HaTimni says, we could still arrive at the case over here of this brisa that we're not going to don the Dinei Mamona's case afterwards. Why not? Because the brisa is talking about a case Kagon Shebarach. just like the animal got out of the pen that the owner was locking him in, and he got out and he killed somebody and he killed an animal. So too, when the Bedin locks him up, he got out over there too. You got an animal over here, this Shor, who's a relative of Harry Houdini. I don't know if he's Jewish, but he's quite a accomplished magician. So he got out and he ran away. So that's what happened. And that's the reason why we can't judge the Dine Mamona's case now. We can't judge the Dine Mamona's case if the animal that did the damage is not in Bezdin. And now we're reading the Rashi, the next Rashi over here. Kagon Sheborach. Sounds like kind of a wild explanation of the Gemora, if you would ask me. I don't know, but anyway, that's what Rava told them.
But the Baruch is the opposite, though. It's not the ox, it's the person.
The person?
Yes, the person.
Oh, Shibala. Oh, Rashi is going on the owner.
The owner
ran away. Ah. Okay.
Because now if the owner's not there, you can't do a judge on it. You can't judge him if the owner's not present. It isn't show up in
What does
court.
Chavin mean?
You can't do it.
What does Chavin mean?
I think it has to do with judging.
In Chavin lo la'adam, you can't place a liability on a person shelo b'fanav if he is not there in the before the Bezdin. If it's a case of yeah.
So in other words, you can judge the Dinei Nefashos because it doesn't involve Chavinan.
No, why it sounds like he ran away after they judged the Dinei Nefashos. Yeah, we'd have to say that he ran away. He ran away after the Dinei Nefashos case was paskened. Oh, actually, I see over here, according to the Rambam says they bring here, the Rambam says that it was the Shor actually that ran away. So there seems to be some discussion in the commentators who ran away. The Gemora doesn't say clearly who ran away.
But even if you say it's the owner, the Gemora continues and says, even if they did not try the ox in the capital case. So it's, in other words, even if that capital case didn't happen already. They can't try the Mamonos case if the owner's not present, period, regardless of any other circumstances. But my question is, does that imply that they can try the Dinei Nefashos case if the owner's not present?
No, why does it? No,
They can't do that either because killing the ox is taking away the owner's money.
yeah, sure.
So I'm missing the point.
I have to go now. Take care. Be well. It's 12:30ish.
Oh yeah, time is up.
Okay,
Be well.
wow.
Have a good day.
All right,
Okay,
thank you, Rabbi.
all the best. Everybody have a good day.
Okay.
Bye, Phil. Bye, Roy. Bye.